Hey, this is the travelballdad.com. Today we're going to have some fun with former big leaguer Jeff Frye. Jeff, welcome.
Hey, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for having me.
Doing good, man. Hey, so Jeff and I crossed paths in a previous life in Louisville as he spent some time here and playing for the Bats back in the early 2000s, mixed in with his big league career. And we got to talk a little bit about that. But Jeff has gotten some notoriety lately around something he's created called SheGoneHitting.com. And the hashtag SheGone will bring up a lot of his content. And it revolves around bringing to light some of the crazy things we see from a hitting instruction perspective with drills and things like that. And it's not just hitting. I saw something recently, Jeff, you touched on defense, and I want to talk about that too. But Jeff, can you give us a little 2-minute Cliff Notes version as to what SheGone is about?
Yeah, and it's actually just hashtag SheGone.
SheGone, forgive me.
No problem.
I'll edit that out.
And it started accidentally. I made a silly video imitating a drill I saw being taught to a kid, and put it on social media. And a buddy of mine, a scout, says, "Man, you got 4,000 views." I was like, "Are you kidding me?" It's like I hadn't done much on social media. And so then I got this terrible backlash from these guys calling my kids names, and it was horrible. And they just ticked me off. So I made another video, and not by design, at the end of the video, I hit the ball and I said, "SheGone," like that. And one of my friends on social media, at Not Guy Eddie, who is really not Guy Eddie, I thought it was when we first communicated, says, "Man, you need to hashtag SheGone." I was like, all right. I didn't know much about hashtagging stuff. So I did. And that had 600 followers on Twitter at the time. Now I just passed 11,000 in about a year. So it's, basically the movement is trying to educate parents and kids into some of what I consider fraudulent teachings at the amateur level. And, that's pretty much it.
Well, I love it. And I've been thinking a lot about questions to ask you. I've seen the MLB Network interview, and it answers a lot of them, and we'll include that in the notes of this video. But I was thinking about some things, and one of the questions that I think hits home is, where do you think this comes from? Why are people doing these things? What is the driver?
You mean as far as the instructors teaching these things?
Well, the crazy things that you're seeing today, whether it's hanging from wires or balancing between two moving objects, where is this coming from? Because you didn't grow up with it.
No, I think it's the biomechanics stuff that everybody's trying to teach now, and trying to learn how your body moves, and you don't know, trying to perfect everything. Everybody can have an ideal swing, and that's just not the case in baseball. I mean, this is not golf. In golf, you strive to have a beautiful swing. In baseball, I played with some great hitters who had the ugliest swings I'd ever seen, but they had a knack for getting the barrel on the ball consistently, and they played at a high level. So I think a lot of this instruction is, we have to fill this hour time slot, and maybe just hitting some balls off a tee or soft toss or BP is not going to last long enough to fill this hour. So we have to come up with some gimmicks where we can coach 2, 3, 4 kids at the same time. And that way we can, charge a little bit more money. And I think it's hurting kids' development.
Well, I asked that question, and I formulated my own thoughts around what's driving that. And you touched on it. It's the dollar.
It is.
Whether it's a contraption or a drill, somebody's wanting to get known. Somebody wants to say, "Hey, we're doing it different, and we're having success. Look at this guy, or look at this girl. Look, their swing was this, now it's this, and they're hitting bombs and doing this, that, and the other." Something else I think is driving it is the new philosophy of hitting with lift versus old school. I say old school. Traditional is probably a better word to describe it. Through the ball and just play baseball, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got all the digital contraptions that are capturing the data, of which I think some are good because it gives an opportunity for base runs. But what's your 2 cents on the digital devices capturing the data?
Yeah, I'm not. I think that's probably a misconception that I'm against data and analytics and stuff. I know if I'd been playing today, I'd use that stuff, but it wouldn't change the way I hit. It wouldn't change my swing. I never, in 15-year professional career, no coach ever once talked to me about my swing. Not one time.
Wow.
So now the swing is, now we have to have a swing coach, a hitting coach, I guess a throwing coach to make you throw harder, and a pitching coach because the guys who teach throwing don't teach pitching. Then we need an infield coach, and it's like, how many coaches do we need for 12-year-olds? And it's, I don't know. I think it's parents have bought into this stuff that they need to do this for their kids, or they're going to get passed up, or they're not going to make it. And I think it's terrible when you see a kid hit a ball and immediately go look at a screen, and see what the reading was. How's that teaching him to be better? They're going to overswing to try and get a better number. They're going to try and overthrow to get a higher velocity, and that's not teaching them the nuances of playing baseball.
And I do agree with you in the fact that just because you hit a ball hard doesn't make you a professional baseball player, right? Or just because I throw 100, it doesn't make you a big leaguer. There's other components that come to it. But I understand what you're saying, and it's interesting to hear you say that if you were a player today, you would use some of that data, but not to fix your swing, but for feedback. I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah, to have more information. I mean, when I was with the Red Sox, this is before. This is a long time ago, so mid '90s and mid to late '90s, and that's when they first started showing the miles per hour on pitches on scoreboards. And I'll never forget seeing Bartolo Colon, who threw around 100, 90 upper 90s to low hundreds, and every time he threw a pitch, he'd turn around and look at the scoreboard. Well, what's he looking at? He's looking at the radar gun reading to see how hard he's throwing. As hitters, we knew how hard it was coming because we could barely see it. But I would walk up to home plate. We had our scatter reports and whatever before the game, but I'd walk up to home plate and we had a guy, Bill Maloney, who was one of our coaches who, gave the advanced scatter reports. He'd be in the stands with a radar gun, radaring the pitcher because sometimes the readings on the scoreboard are not accurate. So when I was walking to home plate, I'd find him behind home plate and he would give me the sign. If it was 2 fingers down like this, it would mean 90 minus 2, so 88. If it was like 3 fingers up, it'd be like 93. So that way I would have an idea how hard this guy was actually throwing before I stepped to the plate. Just that little information, I knew I'd have to be a little bit quicker if a guy's throwing 93 as opposed to 88. Mm-hmm. So I would have used it, but it wouldn't have changed. I wouldn't have not shortened up with 2 strikes and not trying to hit the ball the other way because, I'm trying to hit a homer with 2 strikes.
And that makes perfect sense. And I'm sitting here thinking about that. I've got a son and a daughter, and they've got some phenomenal hitting coaches. And I'm that dad supporting that $15 billion industry. I'm him, and sign me up. But I've found good people that I know they know what they're talking about, and it's not the contraptions. It's not teaching a swing to please. That digital device capturing the data. It's not about that. Now, I'm fortunate, right? But there are so many parents out there who don't know. Who somebody slaps hey, I'm a hitting coach or a pitching coach on a door, and now they're a certified pitching coach charging $50, $100 an hour, whatever it might be. And parents just don't know. I really think there's a need for some type of certification, something. And I don't know how that happens because, it's such a big industry, but I do believe something is needed to vet out those that don't really understand what they're doing or making stuff up.
Right? I mean, I agree 100%. And I actually saw this pitching guy. I don't remember his name, doing this crazy pitching drill with like a 12-foot PVC pipe behind his head. And he went through the motion and he snapped this PVC pipe and the end went like this. And so I went and looked at his page, and he has on his page, drive line certified, Rap Soto certified, on base shoes certified, all these certifications that you can go online and pay $100, to make it look like you're an expert. You have all this certification. But yet I'm looking at the drills you're teaching, and the evidence is right in front of my eyes that you clearly don't know what you're talking about. But that's what I think a lot of these companies are doing, is selling these certifications. So it seems like these guys are legit coaches.
And I don't know, I don't know how we overcome that. I really don't, because it's just, drink break. It's such a big machine that's going right now, and I don't know how you change it. I think more education around what these machines are telling us, whether it's, hey, your exit velocity was this, but more importantly, the spin that you hit it is you don't want to hit that pitch like that. Maybe I think there's more we can deduce from that data. But again, I'm that travel ball dad trying to understand, and I've got good people that are teaching me what it means. But back to when you came up, hit the baseball. It is what it is. I'm an old man. I'm 47. I think you're 54. Times are changing, and it's just different. I mean, the little leagues of the world, they're going fewer and fewer. The travel ball stuff is going bigger and bigger, because little Johnny's the best thing ever. Just ask his mom and dad, and if he's not getting playing time at one team, they'll change and go to another and start their own. It's just a big cycle going on, and I don't know if it can change, but as long as people are aware of crazy things out there, maybe this conversation we're having gives them the knowledge to ask more questions and understand. And something that you've mentioned in your blogs, you're seeing a lot of people that haven't played at high levels getting positions at high levels. And and you make a great point that you don't have to have played in the big leagues to be a good coach. And I think you mentioned you've got a really good friend that is in that situation, correct?
Yeah, Perry Hill. Perry Hill, he's been in the big leagues for like 25 years, the best infield coach in the business. And he didn't play. He played in college, but he didn't play professionally. And he's a great coach. He has a system. He teaches the 6 F's, and I mean, everybody swears by Perry, and it's not just because of what he teaches. It's because the kind of person he is. We knew that Perry Hill really wanted us to do good for us. He wanted to help us get to the next level. It gave him satisfaction. It wasn't about that he gets the credit for that, which I see a lot with these guys. Oh, I have so many guys in college baseball. I did this. Well, you might just happen to have a facility in the heart of an area where a lot of good athletes are from. So are they going to drive an hour away to this other facility, or are they going to go to yours because of the location? And yet you're going to take credit for these guys' success because they come to your facility.
Here's a question for you. So in my opinion, there are, I talk about my umpire background. When I came up, there were 2 types of umpires: those that were happy for others when they got promoted, and those that were upset that it wasn't them. Mm-hmm. Is that a similar philosophy on the baseball side? And do you think there are coaches out there that are in a similar mode to where, like Perry, he's happy for someone's success, right? He doesn't need any credit. He's happy for that person. And what you're saying is there's coaches out there that want that notoriety, right? Because, hey, you trained in my facility. Therefore, I'm the reason you had success, and that notoriety, and they want that fame. Would you agree with that statement in the big leagues and coming up? Or is that similar?
Yeah, I mean, I had teammates that if another guy got called up, would go and talk to the manager because they were pissed off they didn't get called up, and it just made all of us not like that guy, because we knew all he cared about was himself. He couldn't be happy for the other guy. He was pissed, and he would go ream the manager out, and I was like, man. And as far as the coaches, I think there's real coaches and there's fake coaches. Okay. And the coaches that are taking credit for players they had nothing to do with are the fake coaches. And I see a lot of it in the amateur levels. Okay. So a high school kid will commit to a college and then sign in the Major League Baseball draft. That kid never stepped foot on that college, but that college is going to advertise now that this guy's a pro, that he was going to that school. Well, that college, he never stepped foot on that campus. What credit does that coach deserve for this kid's success? None. He didn't go there. but I've seen that a lot where, oh yeah, he came to this school and now he's a big leaguer and everybody knows who he is. So we must know what we're doing at this school.
And it's that social media reach, right? Perception's reality. If you flash it one time, people don't want to research so much. They see this and it's got to be true. It was on the internet, right?
Oh yeah.
And hey, and to that point, are you making your videos too good to where if someone doesn't know what you're doing, they're going to try it?
I hope not. I hope not. I mean, you should see like when I just released the top 10 ridiculous hitting. Well, I had to delete one of the videos because I got a mama got mad at me and threatened me with a lawsuit if I didn't take it down. Even though I have the disclaimer that these videos are not, the purpose of the video is just to show the fraudulent teachings, not ridicule the kids. So I took it down. I don't want, I'm not trying to harm kids. Anybody that suggests that, all they have to do is look and see all the stuff I've done for kids so far.
Yeah, the kids are just doing what they're told, right? And trying to make that coach happy, and they want to have success. And I think this falls onto the unfortunate part is some of these coaches may actually think the crazy things they're teaching are working. That's the unfortunate part. But as parents, we've got to be smart enough to question at times. Hey, what is this trying to serve? What are you trying to accomplish here? And again, being around good people that truly care about the success of the kids, I think helps a lot of this go away.
I wish parents would do a little research. Okay, so if your washing machine goes out, do you just drive to Best Buy and get a new one, or wherever they sell washing machines, or do you do a little research to see which one has the best ratings, maybe get some customer reviews, and then you make an educated decision on your purchase? Okay, why not do that when it comes to your coaches? Okay, that you're investing this money and handing your kid over to this person that you want to help teach them to be successful at whatever sport it is. And yet you're just going to drive in and see this guy, putting balls under your kid's arm and putting straps around him and think that he automatically knows what he's doing.
It makes me think of the Tin Cup episode or Tin Cup scene where he comes out of the trailer and he's got the ball on his hat and he's all discombobulated.
He's got the shanks.
He's got the shanks. I need to fix the shanks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a lot of things out there, and it's going to continue to be that way because time happens and people come up with crazy things. And when they see stories of someone, hey, so-and-so was selected as the big league hitting instructor, never spent a day of time in the big leagues, nor in college baseball, but they came up with this thing and it works. I think they see these stories and it's like a lottery. Hey, that person did it. I can do it too. And I don't think it'll ever stop. We just got to be smarter and recognize when it's occurring. Well, Jeff, where can everybody find you? I know I mentioned it earlier, but please tell us where we can find you.
On Twitter, it's at O3, capital O3 J Frye. When I first got on Twitter, I messed up and made it an O instead of a 0. So it's at O3 J Frye, lowercase. I'm on Facebook at Jeff Frye. I'm on Instagram as Certified Hitting Guru, LinkedIn, Jeff Frye, and then at SheGoneHitting.com is where I have some swag. And the funny thing about the stuff I sell, the T-shirts and stuff, is my followers ask me to make T-shirts. It was never by design that I'm having T-shirts. They're like, man, we need a T-shirt. So, or a hat, and so I have some stuff on there. It's not, it's not buying a new house because of the sales. I can tell you that.
Understood. I get it. I'll be on there later getting my swag myself and supporting the cause, because it is a cause worth supporting. And parents, the followers of the travelballdad.com, the site is there not because my kids are the best thing ever. The site is there, and the community is there to help other parents and talk about things we see on the travel ball circuit, in the rec ball circuit, whatever, So let's help other parents and call out someone that isn't really bringing value to that $30, $40, $50 a half hour you're spending, and point them towards someone that really cares about the kids, is teaching things in a manner that isn't crazy. I'm not going to say right or wrong, but crazy is crazy. and go from there. But Jeff, we really appreciate you taking time today. Parents, check out his site. Kids, check out his site. It really is fun. And let's support his cause. And he's meaning no malintent. So don't send him any nasty grams. You coaches out there, if you're pissed off, well, maybe there's a reason. But hang on, Jeff. We'll finish up. But I really appreciate it. And I'll stop this thing right now. Hang tight.
Okay.